FNL Vintage. Retro runway footage. Resurfaced interviews. And style archives. Revisit iconic collections. And celebrities. Of fashion seasons past.
How are you? Good, good. Tout bon. I want to know, where did you pull from to put together the amazing collection? I sat there and I was in awe with the fabric and the cuts and the patterns. Tell me all about it.
We tried to figure out how the Love Army uniform would be. So we created like a combination of very hard, structured, inspired by military uniforms, mixed with like a very light and romantic influences from underwear and the last century.
Thank you so much.
That's it. Thank you so much.
We're sitting front row right here in New York Fashion Week with Alicia. She's the captain of the Olympic American gymnastics team, right? The Olympic American. Let me say congratulations on all the success there. So the first question I want to ask you, which is the news is buzzing. Do you think the Chinese gymnasts were younger than they actually said that they were?
I mean, they looked a little bit questionable, but then again, in competition form, I don't really look 20 either. So, but they did look a little bit on the younger side.
And how did you feel? I mean, I sat and I watched it every night. How was it to be in China? It was probably different in the culture and the people and the food.
You know, we were pretty much shied away from everything. Our coaches kept us, to ourselves and pretty private, and it was a lot of work. We really didn't have much time to, go see the city, but from what we did see, it was a beautiful city, but the whole experience was really intense, but it was a great experience. So.
What was the most difficult thing that your team, Team America, had to do?
We definitely had some hardships. 2 of our girls got hurt within the first 2 weeks of being in China, so we had to compete at prelims. Instead of having 5 girls compete and 4 scores count, we had 4 girls compete and all 4 scores counted. So we weren't getting, any leeway, and we had to compete with those injuries and deal with, how it affected the team and how we had to pick up each other's slack because, some people excel at other things than, I do, so.
Is there anything that you can tell me that we really didn't see on TV when we watched you guys? Like any drama or anything that things that happened behind the scenes that we really...
There's a lot of fights over bathroom time because...
So we could have done like a reality show there, right? Behind the scenes of the Olympian
pulling
gymnastics.
hair, people...
Like, get out of my way, I want to do my makeup.
People stepping on straighteners, saying I left it on purpose. No, I didn't leave my straightener on purpose. And then I'm just like...
That's funny. So what advice would you give to all the people out there trying to do the same thing and follow in your footsteps to go to the Olympics? That's such a dream.
I was just a normal girl who was trying to do gymnastics just for fun and have an after-school activity, stay out of trouble. And I just followed my dream, and things weren't easy at all times, but I just stuck with it and kept motivating myself. And if there's a will, there's a way, and I had a will, so I found my way.
So what brings you to Fashion Week?
I'm an aspiring designer.
Really? Tell me about that.
Well, I've been sketching for years now, and I took sewing and textile arts in high school, so I can work my way around a sewing machine. And, I just love fashion, and I love sewing, and the whole aspect of making your own clothes, I just love.
Are you going to go to fashion school design, like fashion design school, or?
I intend to. I'm going to graduate in a couple of years from Brown. So after I finish college, I'm going to go to design school.
Well, thank you so much for your time. You look beautiful, and congratulations and everything. Oh, you have a tattoo here. Hold on. What is that? It's Sagittarius, right?
Yes! You're the only one that ever...
Really?
Everyone's like, what is that, an 8? I'm like,
No, it's a Sagittarius sign. See, I know these things because I'm Aquarius, for any of you that want to know. But that's a Sag sign. Cool sign. I'm Aquarius. I'm backstage with Angela and Vanessa Simmons. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
How about yourself?
Fantastic after a great show like this.
So what do you think about the Betsy Johnson show?
It was amazing as always. She always comes with something new and fresh, something I haven't seen, so I definitely loved it. My favorite piece, I would say, was the white romper thing, like with the buttons and it was kind of frilly up here.
You gotta tell her to send that to you.
I do. I love it.
Betsy is definitely a huge inspiration to us. Always puts on a fantastic show. I love the handcuffs with the white wedding dresses. I mean, I didn't really get it. I'm about to go ask her what it was all about, but I thought it was so cute and so funny.
I got it like once you get married, then your handcuffs, your hands tied behind your back like a ball and chain. I think that's how it goes.
I kind of didn't want to believe that because you don't want to believe you're locked down when you're married.
We want to be married and happy, right?
Married and happy, not. I'm locked up. I can't
I'm
go.
all locked up. Throw the key away.
Uh-huh.
So you're in your 5th season on MTV on your hit show. You have a shoe line coming out.
This line's out.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, I got to get with the bit. What is wrong with me?
Expanded into clothing and handbags and everything else. So we're building.
Tremendous.
Okay, you guys need to fill me in because apparently I'm lost. Tell me about the shoe line.
It's called Pastry. We started last year with 4 pairs of sneakers, and it did so well that we've already expanded into clothing of sneakers collection. So we have over 100 pairs of sneakers already, and handbags, and people are just loving it. And Betsy, meaning she, is definitely one of our biggest inspirations because she keeps the element of fun in her line, and that's what we want to do with our line.
Totally.
Now, how do you feel? You're on your 5th season on MTV. I know Sean Combs is the executive producer. You know, your father was Run DMC, and your uncle is Russell Simmons. I've actually interviewed Russell a lot of times. He's a cool guy. You're such an inspiration to so many young girls out there that look up to you and watch your show. How does that make you feel, like when you're walking around the streets and people look?
It's truly the icing on a cake for everything in life. I mean, it's an honor to have young women look up to us, and for us to be that to them means the world to me.
Be happy that they can look up to somebody.
Does it make you a little scary because we're all humans, we all make mistakes? If you guys do something,
Pressure, but it's good pressure. You know what I mean? Just to make sure you're walking in a straight line.
so it strives you to do better things because you know all these people are watching.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm backstage with Ralph. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, very tired. Fashion Week's long
Join
and
the
extensive.
club, kiddo.
Are you excited about showing your collection this season?
I am. It's the first time we're back in New York in a year. We've been showing the Ready to Wear in Paris, and it's kind of lovely because there's so many sentimental people here and their sensibilities. So yes,
How does it feel being the Mercedes-Benz Presents designer for this season?
really quite an honor. When they called the office, it was beautiful because I admire what they've been able to build in terms of the discretionary element in the product, attracting people on just the quiet luxury of it. Quite similar in a way to Hermes, you know? They're sort of the Hermes of cars.
So how is it that you take concept, you know, the idea that you want to do for this season to the reality?
It's hard. You work it out in many ways at once. You begin toiles, which are the development of the clothes in cloth, cotton cloth. You begin toiles and you begin to experiment at fittings, and then you get ideas and clarity, and then you pursue that. And simultaneously, you're working at other concepts and you're sketching and you're working with your fabrics. So it's a very multi-dimensional process. And I don't work with other assistants or fashion designers. I have to do it myself because in that space of solitude, that's where I need to find the conclusions and working out the process.
Now, I heard that you're also a painter, so you enjoy painting, so you express your emotions on paint. And then are you going to utilize any of your paintings with some of your fabrics?
Yes, we always do. This season, there are 4 paintings that have been screened on various cloth. What we do is to have my painting, we take a high digital image of it, photographed, and we send that image to a mill in Como that screens on the cloth.
So your clothes are produced in Italy?
No, my clothes are all made in America at my own factories. I am proud to say.
That is impressive. But you said Como.
There's a mill in Como that makes the cloth.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much
You're
for your
so
time.
welcome. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Charlotte, I'm sorry. I just beat up Charlotte. So tell me your inspiration for the season.
The inspiration was music, kind of what music and concerts maybe I was going to in the mid 80s, early 90s, and kind of as I was figuring out my own fashion sense and just kind of dressing me from that time, but making me for now.
So that when people, and it makes absolute perfect sense. So when people buy your clothes, they're not only buying beautiful clothing, which I saw because I was backstage watching the models come back and forth, they're actually kind of getting a piece of your experience, right? From what you've gone through in your life.
Maybe that's a nice way of putting it.
That's my job. I'm a reporter. So tell me about the fabrics and color palette that you use for your collection.
Used a lot of like soft kind of blush, light tones and grays and kind of creams and ivories, and then went into like a stonewashed denim and then some pops of bright colors like the bright pink and royal blue and into like the dark gray lace and the hot pink lace, which
Thank you
kind of
so
was
much.
the finale.
Good job.
Thank you.
I'm standing here with the beautiful and talented Beth Ostrowski. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you too. So how have you enjoyed Fashion Week here?
I'm just going to a few shows, and this was great. Knew everything, but magnificent. The silhouettes, the colors, the wedding dresses. I think I'm a little wedding obsessed, but they were gorgeous.
I remember the last time we spoke, I think you were looking for wedding dresses. So when are you and the man going to get married?
In October, and Georgina Chapman from Marquesa is designing my gown, which is very exciting.
So are you all in the wedding, mindset?
You know what? I'm training for the New York City Marathon. I did 10 miles this morning. I did 18 miles last Saturday. So I'm in the New York City Marathon frame of mind, but the wedding will just be the icing on the cake.
Now, is Howard going to do that with you?
No, he's training with me though.
Good job, Howard. Does he actually watch these interviews?
No.
Bad job. You're supposed to support your future wife. What's wrong with you?
Where would he see these?
Well, if he's in the UK, he can watch Juice Network.
There you go.
Or online in the States.
Okay, there we go.
So is there anything else going on besides the wedding, or just 100% all about the wedding right now?
No, it's the marathon and the wedding. I'm running for the North Shore Animal League. I've already raised over $200,000, so it's very exciting.
Do you have a donation page that people can go to? Plug it.
GoBethO.org.
So gobetho.org.
Support the animals at the North Shore Animal League. 26.2 miles that I am running on November 2nd are for all the dogs and cats at North Shore Animal League America.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for letting me do that.
So how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I've seen you around and you've been mauled by people, so I figured I would wait backstage like a stalker and wait for you to come back and say, hey, can you talk to me for a second?
This is the first show I've been able to go backstage before it began, so it's kind of fun.
You need to kick the publicist in the butt and say, let me backstage. I want to get food. They have great food back there.
To be honest, it's always, I'm late.
Really?
I'm always late. Yeah, just a bit.
I'm always late too. Is that an Italian thing? Are you Italian?
And Puerto Rican, Cuban.
Boricua, see?
Latin, maybe? I don't know.
Este muchacha sono latita. Right? Latina.
Latina.
So you're on the show Las Vegas?
Yeah, but it got canceled. I'm on another show.
Oh, okay, let's talk about the new show.
Vegas.
Okay.
I'm on a show called Cupid for ABC. It comes out in February. And then I have a movie also coming out in February with Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Garner called The Ghosts of Girlfriends Past. So I'm in a lot of comedies.
And that movie is a comedy that's coming out?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
What is that about?
It's basically Matthew McConaughey goes through his past and present and future girlfriends to kind of evolve. You know, he's a bit of a machismo, as we would say.
And what are you? Are you a past, future, present?
No, it all takes place at a wedding, and Jennifer Garner's a maid of honor, and I'm one of the bridesmaids. And stuff happens with my character, but I'm not going to let you know now.
Because if you told us everything, the secret would be out of the box, and then we wouldn't want to go watch your movies, and they would lose ratings or whatever. They would lose money at the box office.
I cry a lot. We'll just say that much.
Oh, can you cry on command?
Yes.
Cry.
No, I have makeup on.
Oh, right. But then we have the makeup done in the back. So what advice would you give to people that are trying to, like, they're a struggling actor, they're living in Los Angeles or whatever? I mean, what is it that you would say, like, wow, I've struggled, I got with an agent, blah, blah, blah?
I mean, look, everything that you do in life is going to be a challenge. And I say if it's really, really, truly a passion of yours, then you have to go for it without any doubt. Like, you're the only one who's going to believe in yourself out of anybody. So just believe in yourself and really, put the pedal to the metal and go.
Did you live out of a car like Hilary Swank?
I did, actually. I didn't live out of my car, but I was staying with somebody that lived like 2.5 hours away from LA. And so I was in this like Ford Aspire. It was like this big, and I'm like, I aspire to be in anything else but this car. And I would head down there at 6 o'clock in the morning to LA, and I would stay there until after my acting class, which was like way over. It was like 1 a.m. So during the day, I would sleep in my car. Like hang out. I remember the first thing I got was on the Disney Channel, and I would like hang out by the Disney Channel building and just like by ABC and Warner Brothers and just stayed in my car.
Because Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $1 million. Do you know that?
I heard that story. I heard that story.
He hasn't cashed it. He still has it. Even though he can afford to cash it, now he still has it.
Yeah, I would keep it. I would be one of those. No, I don't have any of those type of stories, but
But you did live out of your car.
I did live out of the car, yeah. Yeah. And I said where I wanted to go, and it happened. So
Put it out there, and it came back, and you worked towards it. You never gave up.
I was here actually shooting that movie, and I said I want to work here. I want to like live and work here. And my show got picked up, and I'm moving to New York.
I live in LA, and I want to work in New York. So I want to move and work, and I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, put it out there. You want to work in New York.
So what's the next thing? What's the next thing you want to do?
I think I want to do another movie. So on my hiatus, I want to do another movie.
You're going to do another movie.
Right. I took the think out. I want to do a drama.
What's the first name of your agent?
first name of my agent?
Yeah.
Or the,
Your agent. Who's your agent?
oh, ICM.
Okay, well, your agent at ICM. What's the
well,
person?
there's a couple.
Okay, ICM agents. She is going to do the next movie. She's
gonna be
going to
a
get
drama.
$5 million, and it's going to be a drama. She's going to get points on the back end
Yes.
with creative rights and DVD sales and all that.
There you go. There you go.
Put that out there, and you're going to get it.
Okay, I'm putting that out there.
Right. ICM, listen to her. Otherwise, she's going to leave you and go to William Morris. I'm joking. She's not going to do that. Thank you so much for your time. I'm backstage with Carol Alt at the Joanna Mastrani Show. How are you doing?
I'm great. You know, it's Fashion Week, so it's always a lot of fun to be out and about at this time of year.
And we always see you here. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing Joanna Mastriani.
Can you turn for us so we can do a tilt, a pan? Look how beautiful she looks. You have an amazing body.
Well, thank you. You know, it's so funny when Joanna says, okay, this is what I want you to wear with my dress. So she kind of directed me on how she wanted her look to be worn. So,
Do you have any insights of what her collection is going to be this season? We haven't even seen it yet.
you know, I haven't seen it yet, but I do have a bit of an insight because I've been up to the studio and I've borrowed clothes, you know, to do my interviews because I have a new book out called This Year's Model, and it'll be on the front row of Joanna's show because in the book I write about this funny little scene about the main character in Joanna. So, you know, because we've been friends for quite a long time. So my book is here and I did get a peek, and it's going to be lots of beautiful tangerine colors. There's going to be layers. So, and you know, the typical Joanna, she just loves women's bodies. So she's got that way that she has of showing it off in a beautiful, sexy, glamorous way.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm the Celebrity Apprentice, right?
You're not mistaken.
How was that?
Oh my God. I'm without words. You know, being in the fashion industry, I mean, I kind of knew that when you're in competition with girls, they don't really help you. But I never saw girls that were supposed to be working together as a group literally beat each other down and kick you when you were down. I mean, and we were supposed to be working together. It was a real education, and I have to tell you that I've changed how I do business since then. Oh yeah, absolutely. Besides the fact I got to pick Donald Trump's brain, Gene Simmons' brain. I mean, how stupid would you have to be in a room with either one of those two guys and not pick their brains?
Exactly.
So, exactly what I did.
Oh, your hair looks so nice. Who does your hair?
Well, you know what I did? I was wearing a wig, so I had to roll little pin curls, and then I let it out, and it was all kind of curly. So it was my hairdresser's in LA, and
Marco.
yeah,
It's a small world. I know Scott too. Say hi, Scott. Hi, Marco.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Scott. Yeah, I'm waiting to go out there. It's like I made it curly so you couldn't see my roots because I'm waiting to go get my hair cut and colored. And I start a movie in October, so I figure I better wait till right before I leave because once I'm gone, it's a long ways to get to see Marco. Yes.
We have to have Marco do your hair and get it all pretty and beautiful as he always does.
Like, okay, he should be in New York. What is this?
Marco, what are you doing?
Come to New York.
Come to New York City. Do the shows here. He's actually
we
gonna
miss you.
he's gonna do a show in LA. Yeah, during LA Fashion Week, he's gonna do a show. I know all these things.
LA Fashion Week. Come on, that's not a fashion week. That's a pseudo fashion week. This is Fashion Week. This is it. I mean, when you close down half a city because there are limousines lined up down 6th Avenue.
Well, New York City is the fashion capital of the states, where LA is Hollywood,
Come
you know,
on,
the film capital.
Hello, fashion capital of the world.
I'm sure you've walked many runways here.
I've walked many runways. I've walked in Paris and in Milan and Rome even. I walked the Spanish Steps for Valentino. Yes, yeah. So I've been to many different places for the shows, but seriously, and maybe it's because I'm an American, but there's just nothing like the shows here. I mean, but the truth is I love Italian designers, so it's got nothing to do with that. It's just the feeling here. You know, New York just comes alive.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You look stunning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm backstage with Gideon Overstein, the designer for Godtex. How do you feel?
Well, I feel great before the show. It's 1 hour before the show. I feel excellent. I hope it will run as I planned it. Everything is ready. We made the rehearsal, and now we are waiting for the time show.
Now, typically with all your shows, because I think I've been watching your shows and we've been interviewing you for quite many years now, you have different themes in one show. Are you following with the same pattern?
Absolutely. To create swimwear show, I have to go into 2 or 3 different inspirations. Otherwise, it might be quite boring because it's not fashion that you can change mini, maxi, big shoulder. Actually, it's a very small part of the body that I have to undress or to cover. So I have to go through different inspiration to make it interesting. So this line actually is divided into 3 stories. Story number 1, the nautical look. the navy look. My new navy actually is black and gold and white. It's from the 90s, 20. There's inspiration. It's like a retro with a touch of gold, big hats like the big vedette in the movie. The group number two inspiration, very strong colors, very spicy colors, again with gold trim belts. And the last one is very lyric, romantic, beige, and gold. It's actually a couture line, a couture swimmer line for Gotex.
Now, who is the Gotex woman? And when you sit down to design your collections, because you have several collections within one, 3 different.
I'm doing Overzone, which is more sporty, more up to date. The Gotex, she's a victim, she's a fashion victim. But she should be good body, and if not, we help her. There's a lot of wire under and push-ups and all the little gadgets that we put in the swimsuit, which makes it look great. And the body, we help the woman to look good in it. She should, it's not only swimwear, it's cover up, it's more fashion for the beach. She should look good. She should have a little bit of money because the Gotex line is quite expensive. And she should feel very comfortable when she looks glamour. She will always put her makeup even if she's going to swim.
Now the last,
more or less.
So the last time I interviewed you, you have someone that comes here every season and she watches your show. It's Dr. Ruth.
I don't know if she's tonight here, but as an Israeli, we Israeli will love each other. I mean, this is patriotism. Probably she will be here also tonight. I have no idea.
Now, the last time she said, "Oh, you gotta make me," she said on camera, "You gotta make me a bathing suit. You gotta make me a bathing suit." No or yes? No. Okay, I'm sorry, Dr. Ruth.
No, I didn't do it. Maybe we should come again. Maybe I'll do it next year.
I don't know. It's Rhonda and Jameson. Now, Rhonda is the publisher and editor of Ouch Magazine. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
I actually was backstage at the Joanna Mascherano show, and I interviewed the hip-hop violinist, which is one of your clients, and she gave you a massive shout-out. How is it to work with her?
Oh man, she's amazing. She's so beautiful too and talented.
And then you're also working on a music video or something like that. Tell me about that. Tell me all about everything you're doing.
Well, we're working on a music video, not for profit, for Obama, because we all support him and we wish him well in the campaign. And that project is happening in New York this week.
Now, Jameson used to work with us, but you stole him from me. So what is he doing for you now?
Jameson is my fabulous writer, fashion writer, and he's also has his own column, right?
Yes.
You have your own column. So he's been doing a little freelancing with me.
So Jameson, what are your thoughts so far here at New York Fashion Week?
You know, I'm having a blast this season. I really loved the Veneziana show, and what did we just see? Max Azrio was amazing. But you know, I got to shout out. I did my first independent film last August, and it was called Fair Play. And so I'm actually shooting my next film in Andalusia, Spain next month. So it's called Beauty of the Shadows. So you can come with me. Yeah, Rhonda will be my stylist.
So not only are you're a writer, but you're also an actor.
I'm trying to do everything. You know, I'm a writer, actor, model. You know, we gotta shoot together when I get to LA. That's what I'm saying. But you know, I'm just so happy to be here. You know, there's nothing like Fashion Week. It's just amazing.
Now, what's the movie about that you're gonna go to Spain for?
It's actually a French writer, and it's very dark. It's very artsy. It's definitely going to be something different than anything I've done before. I got to reach a little bit. I'm playing a character with borderline, so it's very, very dark, and it's got influences from Marquis de Sade. So it's very artsy though. It's a great script, so I'm excited.
Now, when people say, "Oh, I know Jameson, he's a My Face celebrity," what do you say about that?
It's you know, honestly, it's so flattering. Like for anybody, like I've come to New York and people recognize me from MySpace, and for me, it's like I'm just flattered. It's like I'm just Jameson from Florida. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just Jameson. So it's like, to have that, it's awesome.
Well, it sounds like you have your hands in a lot of different things, and we miss you at Fashion News Live and hope one day that we can afford you and hire you back. But how many friends do you have on MySpace?
I'm a little bit over 26,000 right now, so. But I'm not Chris Crocker. That's the only thing that, you know, he's a friend of mine, but I want, people always think I'm Chris Crocker. So I'm like, you know, we're doing different things.
Say, I'm not Chris Crocker.
I'm not Chris Crocker, but he's a cool guy. I love Chris Crocker.
Yeah, we were actually at the Heatherette show, and Chris Crocker had his shirt up, and he was playing with his nipples, really drunk, hanging out with the people from Heatherette in LA last season.
Yes, I keep my nipples undercover.
You're like an undercover.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, I am.
Rhonda, where do you want to go with Ouch Magazine?
Well, we're expanding. We're hoping to do a launch, so it's kind of a VIP press exclusive right now. But you'll watch for us, www.ouchmagazine.com.
Jameson, your MySpace URL?
Yes, myspace.com/Jameson, James and then son.
Perfect. Well, I really enjoyed interviewing you guys. Good luck with everything. I'm going to steal them back from you one of these days, but you can have them for now.
It's so good to see you, Rocco.
Nice seeing you too. Love you too, Jameson. Thank you so much, Rhonda. I'm backstage with Jay Manuel. How are you?
I'm good. I'm cool today. Haven't you noticed it's been kind of hot?
I have. But I see that you're wearing something to cool down, kind of like air conditioning hair event.
I call this air conditioning. Yeah, I do have underwear on. I know that was your next question.
It was. How did you know?
Well, I know you.
You know exactly. So I wanted to ask you, what would define the next American top model? You know, you're at Fashion Week. Everyone watches you on the show. You're one of the judges. You're participating in all the photo shoots.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that something needs, that model needs, that didn't make it to the show, but they're still trying to pursue?
Well, a true top model really has to command the presence of a room when she walks in the room. But you know what? Especially today, it's so different than it was years ago, where there were just runway models, then we're print models. I mean, now we're expecting the girls to walk, talk, look good, and truly be able to represent a brand. And that's a difficult thing because CEOs are looking for someone who can really do everything.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You look beautiful. I'm backstage with Joanna Mastroianni. Your show just ended. I sat front row. It was beautiful. What can you tell me about the inspiration, about everything? I want to know color palette, fabric, everything across the board.
I will give you the works.
Okay.
It was inspired by Tony Duquette, who was this incredible over-the-top designer who did great interiors and sets for Hollywood. So the colors were vibrant, they were exciting with a lot of energy, over-the-top details, the details on details. The silhouettes were clean, modern, sensual, and feminine. Just right to the point.
Now, when you actually sat down to sketch everything out, that's what you do, you sketch everything out first?
Sometimes I sketch it out, other times I start to drape the fabrics.
Really?
Wait, yeah.
So then you go to a fabric factory or something, you buy?
No. I have, okay, let me walk you through the process. I have the fabrics made for me. A lot of my fabrics come from Europe. Once the fabrics arrive in New York, then I start to work with them in my design room.
Now you make all your stuff, and I find this amazing because I like it a lot, but you make all your stuff here in US.
I do. I make it all in the US. I make it all in New York, and it's the only way that I can have the kind of quality and the standards that I have about my garments.
So when people are buying your pieces, not only are they investing back in the States and keeping their money here, which I think is a great thing, but they're getting the quality control in your eyes and hands on these clothes.
Oh, definitely. It's about a quality couture product that is made beautifully, it's consistent, and it always works.
Who is the Joanna Mastroianni brand? What is that brand? What defines the woman?
Well, for me, that woman is a woman with a lifestyle. She's a connoisseur. She's somebody who loves beautiful things, who enjoys life, enjoys beauty, and that's pretty much it. And is comfortable with herself, and is comfortable in her own skin.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Great to see
enjoy it.
you.
Nice
Yeah,
seeing you
nice
too. I'm standing here with John Baystyle. How are you, John?
Hey, Rocco. I'm doing good.
Very nice to see you. Now, as
always.
Yes, always. I'm always seeing you at fashion events, Fashion Week, Valentino, exclusive events. It's very nice to see you. Have a
It
drink with
is.
you and
Red
hang out.
carpet events, hanging out with my buddy Rocco. We always have a blast.
Now, I've lost 15 pounds. I'm going to ask you for some advice.
And you look awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll tell you how. See, I'm only eating things that I make and nothing
Okay.
processed, and I work out and try to do cardio every day. And
Okay.
I count my calories. I don't know if that's good or not.
Very key. Very, very key. The idea to basically to drop fat weight, you want to stick with natural choices. You want to avoid things in a box, bag, or a wrapper. If it's made by man, we at Fitness Made Simple always say, don't put it in your mouth. And that's what you're doing, which is cool. Also, if you're going to have anything, there's no food that's off limits, as far as I'm concerned. As soon as you put a food off limits, you're going to create a preoccupation with food cravings. I don't even like donuts. If somebody said you can never have a donut again, the first thing I'd want to do is have a donut. The thing is well, I just want you to ask yourself 2 questions before you eat anything. Number 1, is it worth the calories? Number 2, is it going to further or hinder my fitness efforts? If after you answer those questions, yeah, it's worth the calories, I want to cheat, I'm hungry, 9 times out of 10, what that does is it gives conscious thought the chance to take control over impulse. And 9 times out of 10, you won't have the cheat food. That 1 time out of 10 that you will, it's better off you have the cheat now, get it over with, than worry about it later.
Instead of indulging and having 5 pounds of ice cream and 12 brownies.
Have 1 scoop. And that's the key. And the whole idea is if you make good eating the rule and cheating the exception, you can have whatever you're craving here and there, and you're still going to have the body that you want.
Well, I want to lose an additional 15 pounds, so I guess I'll continue doing what I'm doing. I have to call you up on the
First of all, you're damn tall, which is good because you're one of the only reporters that's as tall.
I'm only 5'8". I'm 5'8", and you're 5'11". What are you saying?
But if you lost, you don't want, I don't know if you want to lose too much weight, because if you don't want to get gaunt looking, and you look good now, but you should always, don't worry about the scale, Rocco. Yeah, no, you don't want that.
No,
That's the way I get when I start going. When I was too severe in dieting, I look like I just got out of a prison camp, and you don't really want that look. It's not good in any way.
It's not fashion chic.
Oh, it's fashion chic, but it's also going to kill your metabolism and then ruin you for later life too.
And what does it do for your metabolism?
What it does is it actually kills it. If you stay on a restrictive calorie diet for too long, what happens is in the beginning, your body is not used to it, so you start dropping some weight. Then what it says is it stops dropping fat weight because it wants to live. Your body doesn't give a damn how you look. It just wants to live. So the thing is, it starts metabolizing muscle tissue because it says muscle is the enemy. Muscle burns fat for energy. And then it says, I don't know when this guy's going to feed me next, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into slow mode, starvation mode. I'm going to, when he does feed me, hold on to as many of those nutrients as fat as I possibly can because I don't know when I'm going to get it next. So what you're doing is you're killing your metabolism, you're losing your muscle mass, which is your fat burning capacity. So when you do start eating normally, you put on fat at a record rate. What happens is you lost your muscle mass, you start eating normally again, you can't burn the same amount of calories you used to burn, so you just add fat at a rapid rate. That's why you see these people sometimes, they go on a diet. A week or two later, they look a little thinner. Maybe a month later, they still look okay. Then they may get a little gaunt looking. Then they can no longer tolerate the diet anymore, and 6 months later, you see them fatter than they ever been in their entire lives. What happened was they killed their metabolisms, they destroyed their muscle mass, and they blunted their fat burning capacity, and they put on extra fat pounds. That's what you don't want to do. Go down at a slow, what you're doing now, when you said I dropped 15 pounds and I've maintained it off, aim for 1 pound to 2 pounds a week as a loss, no more than that. Don't worry about the scale, worry about the mirror. Use the mirror and how your clothes are fitting as your guide.
So not eating all day long and drinking nothing but coffee is really a bad thing.
That would be a bad thing. Unfortunately, I've been a bad example today because when you're running around with Fashion Week, a lot of times you don't get a chance to eat a lot, but I still carry around an apple or a protein bar or something like that that you can have on the run. But basically what you want to do is have 4 to 6 small balanced meals a day, sticking with your natural choices, your natural proteins, chicken breast, turkey breast, water-packed tuna, your good low glycemic carbs. Low glycemic carbs don't cause a big blood sugar reaction. All types of vegetables. You want to have big salads, dressing on the side. Best way to get lean is protein and vegetables. And then you also want to keep your good fats in there. Your monounsaturated fats, extra virgin olive oil, flaxseed oil. You don't want to bring your fat level too low as far as ingestible fats, because what happens is when you start restricting fat too much, your body holds on to more fat. You want to have good monounsaturated, polyunsaturated fats. Keep your body in a lean muscle building, fat burning mode. Go to the gym, keep it moving as far as the cardio you're talking about. And this guy's running around like crazy after the shows all day long at Fashion Week. That's good cardio. When you have a job that keeps you out from behind the desk, that's a good thing.
You want to lose weight? Come with me to Fashion Week. You'll drop 10 pounds in a week. That's right.
You will. You will. And you'll also be bleary-eyed like I sometimes am because the parties are like till 4 in the morning and everything. That's why I'll do like a Fashion Week day. Then I'm dead for the next day. Then all of a sudden another Fashion Week day.
I gotta come here every day, all day. I'm doing 12, 13 hours with my crew for 8 days in a row.
It is hard. And you have a big crew too this time. The show's getting bigger and bigger, Fashion News Live. I like to see that.
Thank you so much. You know, we're trying to build and build and build. Thank you so much, John, for your time.
Anytime, man. You are a buddy. Anytime you want me, I'll be on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm standing here with Jante. I had to stop him because the way he was dressed was just so fabulous. We just got done watching Blondie's show. What did you think about the show?
Oh my God. They turn me out every year. Well, actually, this is my first time coming to the show, but I've seen them every year online and TV, and they're amazing. I actually want to work with him next year for a show that I'm doing, so hopefully they'll be there for that. David. And I'm wearing Kohan, a Japanese designer. He styled for my music video that's about to come out next month called Bitch You Better. and I'm signed to a label in Japan called For Life Music Entertainment, and I'll be releasing my album in February. So check me out. And also, I don't know if you know, but I'm Beyonce's director, choreographer, and Tina Turner. I don't know if you've seen the Grammys that they just recently did. I directed that, and her last world tour, all of that stuff. So check me out online. Oh, Janet's show also with the boobie. That was me.
Damn, you got yourself going on. So what is there? Do you have a website?
Yeah, I do have a website. Well, my website will be up next month, but you can check me out at myspace.com/Jonte, Jonte, online, ONLINEE.
Can you turn for me so I can get a pan up and down? I don't know. Do you have your ass showing? Ooh, look at that. He has his butt showing. Did you see that? He took ballet, and that's how he was able to achieve this physique.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for your time. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. Mwah.
All right.
And I'll see you guys tonight at the party.
Yes, absolutely. I'll be there. So what have you been working on? The last time I talked to you was LA Fashion Week last March, or sometime last year. I forgot the exact date. It's out there, and I'm sure it's on YouTube or something. So what have you been doing ever since? I know that you do music.
So many things. Last year, I would have gone on tour like 4 times since then. But right now, I'm on a break from that. I'll make another record. I'm writing it now. And then I just did a movie that Drew Barrymore is directing. It's called Whip It.
Whip It.
Whip It.
Whip It good.
Yeah.
That's an 80s song.
It is.
Dun 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 dun. I'm a bad singer.
Crack that
Crack
whip.
that whip. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually want to cover that song.
You should.
I'm going to do it.
I think after 20 years, there's no more copyright infringement.
That's not true,
Oh,
but
no?
whatever. We'll check with Devo if Little Moi,
cover
can
it.
sing it. But it's such an exciting movie. It stars Ellen Page, who was in Juno.
Yeah,
Yes, super talent. But it's fun for me because it'd been 3 years since I did a movie.
And when does that come out?
Next year in the spring, probably April.
So you guys just wrapped.
Literally a week ago, I was in Detroit.
Oh, cool. Did you guys? I guess you filmed there then.
Yes.
Now tell me about your music.
My music, you just have to experience it. This is what I tell people. It's called Juliet and the Licks, or just Juliet, whatever you want.
Okay.
There's a MySpace page.
We have to be friends on MySpace then.
We can do that.
Okay.
Go to that page, Juliet and the Licks, and you'll discover a world of excitement. And then you have to come to a live show because you'll lose your mind. I try to make people lose their minds.
I live in
with
LA
my
now.
music.
When do you play in LA next?
Next year.
Okay.
Listen, you should have caught us the last 2 years when
You're
we
right.
were
I
there.
didn't even get invited. I didn't know, but I gave your friend my card, so you got to keep in contact.
Okay.
So what do you think about the Diesel show?
I liked it. I loved it, and this is Black Gold. This is their line.
Oh, can you spin?
The twirl, I don't know.
Okay, don't twirl.
But
You
I
look
did
at
it, I
it.
did.
See, she's doing it. She's doing it. This is really cute, this thing.
Thanks.
I just
like
wanted
it
to touch her
because
butt,
it's
but
not-
that was cool.
It's not so
See that? She wasn't smacking me.
fussy. I like it, and it's elegant and interesting, and I like Diesel. I wanted to support. I don't just come to these things. You have to understand. I only support my friends or designers I really like. As it should be. But I know I intimidate people.
Oh, you didn't intimidate me.
Oh my God, what is this?
I'm standing here with Kenny. Kenny, how are you?
I'm great. I'm excited. I'm exhilarated from the show.
What did you think about the blonde show?
Oh my God, it was so glamorous. It was so hyped up glamour, sensuality, sex. But I guess New York does glamour the best in the world, right?
Absolutely, the fashion capital of the world.
Well, Paris does chic, but we do glamour. And nobody does glamour better than the blondes because that was really hyped up glamour.
What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing an Alarissa design with myself. I designed it with Alarissa. And my hat is made by Sue, and I designed the hat with Sue, too. Sue Sass.
So what have you been up to? Have you been watching shows at Fashion Week?
I actually put my rotator cuff out exercising, and I just got back from traveling. But I've been doing a few shows. I modeled in the Charles Nolan show, doing a little Dietrich number. That was fun. I love Charles.
Been sexy.
Nolan. Yeah, well, I hope it was sexy, and it was fun. And I just came from Bill Cunningham's party at Bergdorf, so that was a lot of fun. We love Bill Cunningham. And I came to this show because it's the community thing, and I really think they killed it tonight.
I think so too. Oh,
kill it?
They killed it.
Show.
Yes, and I've been seeing so many shows at the tent, and this is amazing. I thought I was in Paris, to be honest, first of all.
This is not just hype. This is the real thing. I really think they're on to something. They really were on point tonight. There's a level of sophistication that I haven't seen in a long time. And we just love glamour. Everybody loves glamour. I mean, glamour is a very special thing. And to get it right, you really have to be on point. And I think the Blondes did it tonight. So I'm very excited.
Are you going to wear some of their pieces?
I can't fit in some of their pieces.
You have to make some pieces that Kenny can fit in so he can sport your outfit.
Tell him. Yeah, I'll wear them for sure. I would love to. Are you kidding me?
Thank you so much for your time, Kenny. You look so nice. Nice to see you too. I'm sitting here front row with Lauren Conrad or LC. I don't know which one I should call you.
Lauren Conrad,
Okay,
please.
Lauren. You look very beautiful. Last time I talked to you was in Los Angeles when you had your own show. Were you happy with how that turned out?
Yeah, I think that I'm really excited. I'm actually getting ready to do my spring show, and it was my first one, so I learned a lot. I'm going into this one a little more prepared.
You're gonna do your show in Los Angeles or in LA in October?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll see you there again, I'm sure.
Yay!
So what have you been working on now?
Mostly as far as the clothing line, I've just been working on. I just finished up spring and shot it, and we've just been working on getting the inspiration together and styling and just getting everything ready for the show.
So how does it feel? The Hills is a hit show. You have a lot of girls out there and probably a lot of guys that look up to you, and you're kind of like an idol to these people. How does it feel to have all these people look up to you and follow you and the way you dress and kind of like people look up to you and
A little bit intimidating. It's very scary to be told that you're looked up to because then you feel a sort of responsibility in the way you act.
it makes you a little nervous because if you do something wrong, you're like, oh my God, don't do what I'm doing. I'm human, I make mistakes too.
Yeah.
Just because I'm Lauren Conrad doesn't mean I'm perfect, right? I mean, I know I'm not perfect.
But I think that you kind of accept that you're going to mess up, and I think that people learn to forgive.
I heard that you were gonna go around on some type of tour, something like that.
A tour?
Well, there's this something colleges or something like
I'm
that.
working with College Tonight. They've developed this new website. It's called the Quad, and it's really cool. It's basically for college students. It's kind of similar to a Facebook, but it's kind of it's like a social networking where if you're in college, you can kind of go on and see events and talk to other people, and there's just so much they have to do there. So I'm gonna kind of tour around the country and promote it. It's really neat.
Maybe I'll come with you. Maybe I'll be featuring you with you. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll have to talk to those people back there. So, what advice would you give to people that are trying to follow in your footsteps?
I think that you need to work hard and you need to not let what anyone else says affect you. You just kind of follow what you want to do. That's most important.
And do you have any secrets that you can tell us about the Hills that we really aren't able to see?
Well, if I tell you, they're not secrets.
What about some behind the scenes stuff that we don't see?
The scenes. I feel like I've told them all. I've told everything I possibly can. But we have a lot more cool stuff coming up this season. So I hope everyone continues to watch.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on all your success. I wish you much more success, and we'll definitely come cover your show. Okay. You look stunning, and I always like interviewing. Thank you so much. Thank you. And how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm good. You're always stunningly beautiful.
Yeah, I see you every season too.
That's right. So what have you?
It's stunningly beautiful as well.
Wow. So we have to go out after. So what are you doing? How's everything going? What have you been working on? Tell me all about it.
I'm working on the Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles right now, which premiered on Monday, and so we just started our season. We did really well, and just keep it up every Monday on Fox at 8 p.m.
Now, is there any inside scoop you can tell our viewers about the filming or anything that exciting happened or crazy?
Shirley Manson from Garbage just joined our cast, and she's amazing. She plays the Terminator, which was revealed in the first episode, and that's pretty cool. That's all I can say.
Oh, I can't. How about some, behind the scenes, anything?
Behind the scenes.
Give me some juice.
Ryan Austin Green and Megan Fox are still together. They're not broken up at all. They're so in love.
Awesome. Yeah, Megan Fox, I interviewed her back in LA. She's actually a surfer and has all these tattoos. Cool chick.
Very cool chick.
Thank you so much for your
Thanks,
time.
Rocco.
Nice seeing you. I'm sitting here front row with Mina Savari at the Rebecca Teller Show. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm waking up slowly.
Good morning. Are you on LA time?
I think a little bit. I'm on New York Fashion Week time.
Yeah, tell me about it. When I first came out, I was really exhausted because our call times are quite early here. We're filming throughout the day, and then
Just doing these like one after the other.
yeah, one after another. all the 8 days, like 7 a.m. call time, all the way up until 9, and then we go to events for socially, to see people, and start back up in the morning. So it's kind of exhausting by the end of the day. Plus LA time, because I live in LA, 3 hours back. I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Such a hard life.
Well, you're doing the same thing on set, I'm sure, right?
No, not right now.
Thank God, so you can sleep in for me. So while you're sleeping in, think, oh, Rocco's out there filming, and I'll do the same for you. So what are you wearing?
I'm wearing Rebecca Taylor, and then my shoes and bag are B&D.
You know she's pregnant with a girl?
Yeah.
I think she's due in December.
She's pregnant with a little boy.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. She has 2 girls that are twins. Yeah, she's pregnant with a little boy.
She's so sweet. She's so beautiful.
I agree with you. So what have you been working on? What's going on? Any future projects or?
Yeah, I'm actually, I have a project called Sex and License in City that's coming out next month with Matthew Modine and Marcia Gay Harden and Jonathan Sheck. And it's based on the Ted Binion murder in Las Vegas, a book called Murder in Sin City. And then I'm going to the Rome Film Festival for a film Garden of Eden that I did. It's based on a Hemingway novel with John Irvin. So I'm excited about that.
Well, I congratulate you on all of your success and future success. Whenever we talk to you, you're always a pleasure to interview. And I hope everything goes really well with you. Actually, you know what? I want to ask you one more question. Sorry. When I saw you backstage, I saw that you had a tattoo on the back.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. You have 3. So, but the tattoo on the back says, what does that say?
It says word, sound, power.
Where did that derive from?
Well, my tattoos are really, really personal.
So you don't have to answer. That's fine. I also have tattoos that I keep on the, down low.
No, I've talked about it. It basically means that that word is, it's not just oral, it's not just sound, but there's power in language. So to choose your words careful. So I think, again, it's a lot of people understand, when you talk about your tattoos, but it's a very personal meaning to me.
We're standing backstage with Nanette Lepore. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
You're about to showcase your Spring '09 collection right here at Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week in Bryant Park, New York City, the fashion capital of the world. Some people say the States, but I say the world.
Okay, it is the fashion capital of the world, and we want to keep it here because we want to save the garment center. But that's another argument, another story for another time. But we're pushing.
Okay, what does that save? Tell me about that. I saw some emails on your shirt on the back.
I know. Well, we're a little worried that our factories are getting zoned out by fancy hotels and restaurants, and that we're losing ground, and we're losing factories, and we're losing manufacturers, and it's a whole movement now.
So what can people do, my viewers? What can my viewers do to help you save the garment district, or help the fashion industry in New York City save the garment district?
We need to have a united voice that says we really understand that there's a culture here. It's an incubation area. There's a place where young designers start out. Everyone has to understand with a passion that it's more than dollars and cents, that it means a lot, and that it's the center of fashion. It's where fashion grows and gives
Creativity.
Yes, and everything else.
I saw some emails on the back of your shirt. What is there like?
Anna Swee designed the shirt and then decided that she would let everyone else be involved with the t-shirt too, so we were able to buy the t-shirts and everyone in my office customized them, and the emails on the back are people you should email just to say we don't like what's happening to the garment center.
Is there any way that we can film the back of your shirt really quick?
Yes, if you want to, you can. Should I turn around right now?
Yeah, turn just for a second. So these are emails. It says email for action. Mayor Bloomberg web email. And if you can see all the emails there. Okay, now let's talk about your collection.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Okay. Spring 2009, it's very romantic, very floaty, very feminine, very delicate, cascading ruffles, flounces, everything floating along on a breeze, and then tight draped sexy siren dresses, and then menswear blazers with sleeves rolled, a long lean silhouette, chopped short, lots of mix of hard and soft, feminine and masculine romance with an edge.
Now, where did you pull from when you sat down to draw it all, sketched out all your designs and your pieces? What truly inspired you for this collection?
Well, it's just what I need when I get dressed oftentimes. It's how I want to be, how I want to feel. I want to feel like I'm going back to a little bit of a neo-boho feel. I want languid pieces that express a lot just in a blouse. I want something you put on and it floats and it's glamorous and it's elegant and yet it's casual and it's like a casual elegance. It's like a sophisticated beach bum.
So it sounds like not only do people get the quality of what you do, but they also get the deep down emotion of what you're feeling and the creativity at that time when you're designing these outfits.
Exactly. It was a very emotional show for me because I feel like it's a distillation of a lot of trends over the last 3 years that are coming together to create a very great time for women to get dressed.